Well, I got here yesterday and it was 59. It didn't work the day before, and then this morning they said they fixed it the last 2 days, and then today it was the heat pump. But apparently they rerouted it, but I've heard it's spewing water, so the new one's been ordered apparently, but that won't be here until next week. So.
Well, it's supposed to be warm next week.
Yeah, I know. Great timing. Okay, we are live and good to go.
Okay, I swear Ryan misses the meetings that are supposed to be, they're going to be long, right? Just so he doesn't mess up his perfect record. That being said, I will call to order the Thursday, November 2nd meeting of the Mooresville Redevelopment Commission. Let's go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Aaron?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in prayer. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here today and for the beautiful weather that we're getting ready to have. We ask you, Lord, that you would guide our decisions and that you would give us the wisdom to make decisions that will help the residents of Mooresville. Guide us and direct us. Amen. Okay, the first item of business is we need to open a public hearing. So I would need a motion to open a public hearing.
I'll make a motion we open the public hearing.
Second. Okay. All in favor? Aye. And the public hearing is open. So this public hearing is for the Plan Amendment Resolution 2023-5, confirmatory resolution. Chelsea, you want to go ahead and just remind us what this is about?
Yes, so this is the plan amendment where we are adding the former Patel property, the roughly 54 acres north of what was Paxmore. And it's recently been annexed, and CTC has purchased the ground and is looking to develop it, so we are adding it to the TIF. That is what we are in the process of doing. So first there will be the public hearing. There will be comments taken from the public if there are any, and then we'll close the public hearing, and if you so choose, would adopt the confirmatory resolution.
There are members of the public here. Do we have anyone who would like to make any statements about our confirmatory resolution? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second. All in favor? Aye. Public hearing is closed. Do we vote on it immediately, or is we can? Okay. I would entertain a motion to approve the confirmatory resolution.
I make a motion we approve resolution number 2023-5.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes, and we're ready for the next part of the agenda, minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? Do we have any questions or changes about?
I didn't know, since you put that Dr. Allen wasn't here, I didn't know if you had to list that I wasn't here either.
So I always specify him as the
Okay.
school board representative. I'm happy to do whatever
I don't care.
everyone
You don't need to
likes.
publicize that I
I
wasn't
just
here.
always specify him because he's the school board representative. Why? Is there any rhyme or reason? I don't know if there is or not, but it's what I've always done.
Okay. I'll make a motion then we approve the October 5th public meeting minutes.
All in favor? All right. Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Let me go back and say why I do it now that it's all coming to me. Because if you're not here, it would at least be reflected in like 3-0 motions, 4-0 motions. Like clearly someone is missing. He doesn't get a vote. So I like, sometimes there's not that much to be said. But I like to know whether he is or isn't here. So.
I wasn't feeling left out or anything.
Yeah, sorry. Wasn't trying to purposely leave you out here.
Financial report.
So there are, I sent that out earlier today, there are a few fees in there, a few invoices that we're getting to the end of the year, and it's really to kind of clean up a few things. Two in particular. One is the signal pole on 67, and the second one is the gate for the police department. So those were things we've agreed to previously. The town has been paying those invoices as they come in, and essentially ran those accounts in the red, if you will, because they knew that the redevelopment commission had committed to paying them, but wanted to make sure that that account was not in the red by end of year. So that's why they did it this way. They don't exceed the amounts that we said that we would pay.
Last night I saw that the lights are up. They're not on yet, but I saw everything looks to be in place.
The signal,
The signal.
so it was up when I came through at 4:45, 5 o'clock.
Well, last night when I walked by them, they were still covered. They were up.
There
but
was
they
a
were
yellow,
covered.
I noticed yellow. I turned at Main,
Okay.
but I thought, oh, look, I saw a yellow light up ahead, so.
I'll have to walk by
Yeah,
on my way home.
there you go.
So you need a motion? Okay, I make a motion that we approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $210,897.94.
That's the review of claims later.
That is
You're
correct.
just approving, we're just
Okay.
approving the financial report now.
Okay, I approve that too. I make a motion we approve the financial report.
Since she's gonna make that motion later, I'll make the motion we approve the financial report.
All right, thanks, Dana. I'll second it.
Okay. We have a first and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. The financial report is approved. Next up, Mooresville Business Center update.
Things are still moving along. I actually had a conversation with our broker today. No movement on the 10 acres we still have listed. And I have been coordinating with, not much traction this month, but coordinating with V3 regarding the signal at Merriman and 67. So hopefully we'll have more of an update on that next month. I'm happy to answer any questions anybody may have.
Do we know a time frame for when that building might be occupied?
I do not know that. Let me talk to Mike. Mike,
I'm just curious. It looks like there's been activity.
there's
stuff
definitely
behind,
activity.
but-
I've seen lights. I've seen lots of people working. Think of when the SB1, because I know they applied for an SB1. I'll pull that and at least see when they said they would be operational, because I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Because I'm assuming the other properties, we're not going to really see any movement till spring.
Yeah. That's my understanding as well.
Are we done with the business center update?
Yes.
Anything on the fire station?
I talked to Chief Dalton today. Actually, he has 2 quotes for a electronic sign for the front of the fire station. He's waiting on a third, so plans to present that next month.
And we already talked a little bit about the Patel site.
Yes, so we are going to have, candidly, we had a little snafu with our local paper, not the correspondent. So the local, not so local paper. And we had an issue with getting it in for the public hearing. So there was supposed to be a public hearing tonight for the Patel site, the road there, the BOT that we're working through. So that will actually be moved to next month so that we can get it in the paper and have proper notice. I did receive comments just today from Banning Engineering, who's reviewed the one RFP we received, who's acting as our engineer to make sure that the road will be designed to the town standards and what the redevelopment commission would require from curb, gutter, stormwater, drainage, all of those things. So I haven't had a chance to review them yet. I just got those today. So I'll be working with him so that we have a recommendation. So we'll have the public hearing next month, and then hopefully have the recommendation, and I'll be working with the subcommittee as well on making sure that we're squared away regarding the RFP.
Is that going to put us behind and on schedule?
No.
We're still good.
No, I actually had called, I've had conversations, and it's not going to change the timing. So,
My understanding is that other counties and other municipalities have appealed when there wasn't a true local paper. Is that?
I believe the correspondent is working on that.
Okay.
The Mooresville Decatur Times keeps changing their deadlines for public notice. So the last, Jake's shaking his head, maybe he's experienced this as well. So the last time we had a deadline, it was, I think for the Wednesday paper, it was Monday at noon. Now all of a sudden it's Thursday at 4. And for the next Wednesday's edition. And so I sent it Friday, and they were like, it's too late. And I'm like, so.
A discussion I had with a Guilford Township board member was that they had appealed, and since there was no local publication, that they were able to publish it on their website for X amount of time, and then.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know, I do believe the correspondent
That is Plainfield.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do believe the correspondent's trying to work through some of that themselves, so that they could, because they're supposed to be they're supposed to be in existence for 3 years before they can
That was my understanding.
provide notice. So I think they're working through that. And again, as of right now, I know that's, I made sure before, because I thought we could schedule a special meeting if we needed to, or whatever the case may be, but it doesn't change the timeline. So pushing it to December is not that big
It
a
doesn't.
deal.
It doesn't this time, but we have a lot of
Yes,
projects coming up,
absolutely.
and I hate to think that some of the agenda that we have going forward might get put off.
Yep. Yep. No, thank you.
Ready for the next? For the Parks update?
Thank you for taking the time this evening and allowing the parks to kind of provide an update, and it's lovely to see you all again. So,
Please introduce yourself for the.
yes, Phil Cornelius, Park Superintendent. So great to see you all. Regrettably remiss that I wasn't here last month, but here now. So we have progressively moved forward with our plans, working with town council for back-end approval from not only from the commission, our park board, but now town council is essentially approved that this project is what we need for our community. We are going to continue forward, so the next step is we've determined that working with Lehman & Lehman to do an amendment to their original contract to further from concept to design to do systematic design. And actually, luckily enough, I got that proposal actually this morning. So it was at a dollar amount that we were expecting, and our park board will be able to review that. That takes us basically all the way up until construction documents. So it's about as far as we can go without having full-fledged architects, engineers, and everybody involved to do the final construction documentation. So yes, thank you. And I know this evening that we are having on the agenda for the interagency agreement. So the original proposal that you have before you and what you have seen before are the numbers that we are moving forward with the budget of the project. So part of this systematic design process that we will be working with Lehman & Lehman on explains in further detail of how far the gracious amount that the RDC has chosen to award for the Parks Department to use, 3.15, along with the Parks Department reserves, and see how far. That would be total funding roughly into the $4 million mark. So we are working with Lehman & Lehman to see how far that $4 million will take us. And luckily enough with this, we'll get that big kind of question mark answered, and that is our stormwater retention. Since we have last came, we've actually started the first stage of this project, and our tree clearing has been underway since actually this Monday. They have dropped the trees around the location of the new maintenance facility. and hopefully we'll be cleaning up majority of that work later, actually tomorrow, hopefully by the end of the week. Love to answer any questions that the commission may have.
The amount that we had approved was 3.1? 3.15.
Correct.
And then you're talking about 4 million, so.
Yes, the additional would be from our park reserves.
Your park reserves, okay.
Yes, sir.
And I think that the question that we had last time, the reason we really put it off was because the agreement that we had discussed was that we would be reimbursing you as things went along, and the understanding wasn't, there wasn't a full understanding of exactly that we were on the same page, so.
Yes, and I do apologize for that confusion. That's directly into the shared, basically, storyline of what this project was. So that was immediately into my control, that I was not controlling basically the story that was being told correctly. And the word that was being left out in most of the conversations was continued maintenance or routine maintenance. Routine meaning was that key priority. So that is all since been handled and confirmed and kind of worked through with our park board, the town council, and other city officials and town officials.
Did the park board approve this agreement?
They will be approving on the 13th.
Okay.
So, but our legal counsel for town has steadily given the nod approval to move forward, pending the final approval and adoption from the RDC.
So tonight, the resolution approves the agreement, and the agreement is for up to 3.15 million. It adds a lot of flexibility to the park to decide which portions or all projects they want to use the TIF funds for, so they don't have to make all those decisions now. But the idea is that we have sort of some baseline assumptions on the costs. They will notify the commission before they go out to bid when they decide they want to do the pickleball court or some other component of the project, and say, okay, well, we should use TIF for this. It is only for hard costs. They're on the hook for all the soft costs associated with it. They will let us know, just to give us a heads up so we're not caught off guard. They have to bid it. It comes back. Once they decide on the final bid and the dollar amount is known, they will let us know. And so say if some project's 125 or 720, whatever that is, then we will transfer, let us know, and then we'll transfer that money to them so they can execute those contracts and perform those agreements. So there will not be monthly invoices or anything submitted. It'll just be that, hey, we want to move forward. We got the bids. This is the amount. That money will be transferred.
And we are working with the clerk treasurer office to make sure that reimbursement is as clean and flawless as possible. So we have identified more likely our donation fund would be the basically reimbursement of that cost, and then that's where the majority of these deposits, the main invoices, will be coming out of. And then we will also be able to track actively as a project, and this will probably be per bid or per item area what we were focusing on, but we can track that project total cost and keep the RDC informed as we progress forward.
Any further questions? So do we need to approve on our end before they approve on the park, or are we waiting on them to approve first?
No, you can approve the resolution, allow authorization and execution, and then we'll be able to sign. Then when they approve it, they'll sign it. We'll be able to form a fully executed agreement.
Okay.
That is what we are prepared to do at this time. So.
I'll just note, when we started talking about this, we called it an agency agreement, and we've morphed it into a reimbursement agreement. So technically my agenda's wrong, because there's also a reimbursement agreement before you.
We need to approve two things.
a resolution approves the agreement, so it's a part of the resolution.
So you only need the one motion for the resolution.
Just say resolution 2023-6 and leave it at that.
I'd make the motion that we approve resolution number 2023-6.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Resolution passes.
Thank you very much. Just a brief question for the fire station. What size sign is he looking at?
That's a great question that I don't have an answer to.
Because we actually just received our 3 quotes to do an upgrade to our electronic messaging board, and I just shared all of that with Chief. So, so you'll have that. We're looking at a 4x8 or a 3x8.
Okay. I didn't ask him size. I asked him what the current quotes were that he had. So I don't have that.
But he has companies, and then our initial quotes of what we've received. So just so the RDC is aware.
They give us a discount for two for 2 signs at once.
But ultimately, thank you. Our synthetic design will go through the remaining of this winter, hopefully completion in February, March, and then we'll be hopefully ready and prepared to start opening bids. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're ready for legal managerial update.
Nothing for me.
Still just a lot of coordination with all the outstanding projects. I feel like for a while we've kind of been, it was sell, and get through the sales process, and now we're starting to move forward with some other projects. So I will note, because I just realized that I don't even have Main Street on here, I spoke with Mark Butler, and he has a meeting tomorrow with the sub. And so they are hopeful to draft a, not necessarily a timeline, but kind of an order of events for project kickoff, for public comments. And so as soon as I have that, hopefully maybe even as early as end of day tomorrow, I'll circulate that to the subcommittee so that we can start getting some things on the calendars.
We are on track to have something at Victorian Christmas.
That is, yes.
Okay.
Yep. So outside of that, I'm happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
Any new business? Okay, hearing none. Now we're ready for a review of claims.
Do you have anything else to talk about, Chelsea?
No.
All right, I'll make my motion again, that we pay the claims in the amount of $210,897.94.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes 3-0. Okay, now we'll do for the good of the order. I'll start with, we do have three people in the audience today. Is there any comments on any of the agenda or anything you would like to say?
Appreciate your participation in the park run. Well anticipated.
Wagon Trails tonight. If you're interested in seeing some really talented kids, it starts here at 7 o'clock, so I think a couple of us are going. Just highlights a lot of the cool things that our kids do, and we got some really cool kids doing a lot of cool stuff. And athletics gets a lot of attention, but there is also so much more that we do that showcases our kids' talents. So.
I just want to take the opportunity to congratulate Philip on a great Halloween hike. We had a good time. I don't know what the numbers were compared to previous years, but it seemed like a lot of kids, even though it was pretty cold. So
We saw roughly 1,200 kids, and going average is about 2 to 3 adults per kid. So
it seemed like a lot of people.
yeah, I even saw some kids with 8 adults following them.
I mean, the junior high kids I took for National Honor Society almost smiled. So that's high praise. It's high praise.
Almost.
And then they quickly said, "Do not put that picture on Facebook." I'm not kidding. So I didn't.
No, we appreciate you coming out.
Yep.
I'm excited about what's happening in the park, so thank you for bringing that to us and giving us the opportunity to be a part of it. And this weekend we had a street fair, and I walked up and down Main thinking about the project that we're getting ready to do and how it's going to improve the street fairs. So I'm excited about that also. Anything from either of you?
Anything for me?
I know it's surprising, but I don't have anything else.
Well, next meeting date is December 7th, 2023 at 6 p.m. right here. Is at least the three of us can make that? Hopefully we have two more. Well, with that, not quite Ryan's record, but I guess it wasn't a terribly long meeting after. Perfect. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting is adjourned.